grateful of what's happened to me over the last 7.5 years with Enagic and allowed this to really be potential. So I wanted to share a little bit of that story because I think ultimately my story is not necessarily unique, but what network marketing is able to provide and Enagic is able to provide is something very powerful for those that are willing to go deeper and grab onto it. So thank you everybody for joining, hopping on. I'm going to take you through a little presentation and would love to get your feedback and questions at the end. So let's do it. PH Alliance training, February 26, 2018, Living the Dream and Why Network Marketing Works. All right. Living the dream, what does that mean? I think everybody's going to, these are the key things we're going to cover in tonight's presentation. What is living the dream? What does that mean for people? What are prospects really looking for when you're interacting and talking to them and so forth? What questions will take you to the key topics that will really move the forward momentum on whether a person is going to join this business and take you up as a business partner? Why network marketing can deliver for the average person, what traditional employment fails to do. We'll cover a little bit about that. And finally, we'll kind of sum it all up that we're selling dreams, not products. And sometimes we get stuck selling products and not remembering to deliver the dream. So jumping into it, living the dream. Whose dream? Well, the reality is we all have individual dreams of what we'd like to accomplish, right? There's something deep inside each one of us that gets us super excited, super fired up, passionate, that we can move into the world with. Unfortunately, in today's world, most of us are not living our dream. We're not feeling very passionate. We're not feeling like we're moving through the world with grace. It feels like a struggle. We're doing things that we don't enjoy. So living the dream is something that, for me, I reflected on when I got involved with Enagic 8 years ago, because I was really coming from a place of being unhappy, not being inspired, and kind of worried about where my future was headed. And this possibility of living my dream was a foreign concept to me, but it was worth fighting for, and it was worth looking for. So when I got presented with Enagic, something inside of me got fired up, because I was impressed with the product. Obviously, we have a life-changing product, great business opportunity. But more than anything, the people that presented this to me, which would have been, Antonina, Katrine, Wade, through that process, they really helped me and asked key questions that allowed me to see that the biggest thing that was being offered to me was my dream. And that joining Enagic and joining the program was going to allow me the best opportunity, the best level of success in order to achieve that dream. So living the dream, for most people, it's very different. We're going to cover the key aspects. For me, this is what happened. When I was being prospected to join this business, some key questions got asked, and I realized that the lifestyle that I was living was not working for me. And the true lifestyle that I wanted had to do with a lot more freedom around traveling in the world, helping people with their health. That was important to me. I was looking for meaningful contribution in the world. I wanted to work with good people that are doing exciting things. And, I saw the opportunity to work with Wade Lightheart, and I said, I want to lock arms with this guy in this project because I want to surround myself with good people that are positive. And so asking those questions initially for me got me really fired up about seeing that this potential could bring me where I wanted to go. And what happened was I jumped into the program. It took me almost 3 months to sell my first machine. So it wasn't like out of the gates, everything was running smoothly for me. No, I feel like I had to go through my own learning curve, my fears, the challenges that most of us do. But over 16 months, I was able to get to 6A. And then really for the first 3 to 4 years, I made this a full-time project, because what I saw the potential was that it could allow me to travel the world and start fulfilling my dream, which I am currently living right now by building my very own place. We're Kristen and I, my fiance, we're building our guest casita, which we'll live in for a few years before we build our casa, our home, and a studio, a painting studio for Kristen in a beautiful part of the world. And this has all been possible because of those magic checks that show up in my mailbox the last 7.5 years from helping people to improve their health, their wealth, and their lifestyle. And the living the dream part has been a natural progression of working super hard along those three aspects. So living the dream, it's going to be different for each person, right? Here are the key, I think the key aspects that really for people is what they would consider living the dream and what they're really looking for at the end of the day. Most people are looking for more time. And with more time, what would they do with it? Well, they'd spend it with their family. They spend it with their friends, their community, projects that they get excited about. And that might be nonprofit organizations. It might be community development. Lots of people want more time so they can spend it with their religious, spiritual, or faith communities. More people want more time in nature. Basically, more time provides us the opportunity to enjoy life in a bigger way. Very difficult to do that when you're working 40 hours a week and you're exhausted, right? So what are people really looking for? More time. You know, that's part of living the dream. More money, to move out of survival mode, to be comfortable. You know, when you start to move, for me, 8 years ago, I was in survival mode. I wasn't making enough money. I was in debt and it was stressful, not having a good time. And I think most people aren't looking to get rich. Most people are just looking to move out of survival mode and get comfortable. And psychologists have suggested that when you make over $80,000 a year, you move in a psychological perspective out of survival mode and into a place that you see and make decisions in a completely new way. So we're not talking about needing to make $1 million a year. I think the goal for most people is how do you get to $100,000 and you move from survival mode into being comfortable. And in comfortable, you increase your standard of living. Now, we all, you know, for me, I don't need to live above my standard of living. It's allowed me to like have the freedom that I really want, which is to work when I want, with who I want, where I want, and how I want to. So, you know, I worked hard, super hard, made it a full-time commitment, working more than 40 hours a week. And I did that for the first 3 to 4 years, really driving home the foundation for my business, because I saw the opportunity, work hard now so I can have what others aren't willing to put the time and energy into. And that was the freedom. And I'm so appreciative for those long hours. And multiple demos, and sometimes people don't show up, and training calls and organizing events and doing all the, you know, sets and reps it needs in order to get traction in this business. And I think the fourth thing that prospects and people are really looking for in a business opportunity and really in a project in their life is meaningful contribution and a great positive work environment. And people get enough negative stuff in the day-to-day social media, online work environments that what I really wanted to offer and be involved in is a positive place that brings support for people with wherever they're at to move forward with, and to also encourage people to grow spiritually, professionally, in their skill development. You know, we like to kid that, you know, network marketing is a personal development workshop that you get paid for. The more you develop along the way, the bigger that you get paid. So I think at the end of the day, what I was looking for and what most prospects are looking for when they're assessing this business and you're having conversations with, you want to realize that people are looking for more time, more money, more freedom, and meaningful contribution in the world. What are those key questions that we need to be asking in order to trigger conversations that will allow you to find out and for somebody to explain, their big dreams. I think this is really key. You can explain all there is to know about how a Kangen water system works and how it can be a life-changing product, and people still aren't joining because they haven't been touched emotionally. They haven't been fired up at a deeper level because they don't see how owning a water ionizer is going to allow them to live in Mexico, building a retreat center. So there's got to be something deeper, richer in the conversation that you're having with people in order for inspiration to take hold. So some questions that I think allow us to access those type of meaningful conversations is, if time and money were not an issue for you, what would you be doing in your life? Now, when we get asked this question, or I've asked this to people, it's kind of like you have to go through different levels of it, because people will give you a shallow, surface level question response to it, and you got to kind of go deeper. Listen to what they're talking, and then drill the next level of inquiry to find out what they actually mean by that. What gets them excited about that, so that you can go 4, 5, 6, 7 levels deep on the answer that they're providing, so that you really start to flesh out what the key elements that they're inspired by. Another question: what is the big dream in your life? People don't get asked this in day to day and by their friends and so forth. So if you really want to, get tight and close to somebody, ask this question and be a great listener. And then keep fleshing it out. Ask another question. Go deeper and deeper and deeper. What is the main driving force in your life? What inspires you? How would you like to take that inspiration into the world? These are not questions that are focused on health and how much money and so forth. This is focused on who this person is at a core level, and how this person at a core level wants to express themselves in the world. So for me, my story is the best example I can give, because it's what happened to me. I was inspired to want to always build my own place and be part of an off-grid community that builds a retreat center, so that I can have this beautiful place to live and be recluse, and also interact with the world and share some really powerful stuff. And I was looking for opportunities that were in alignment with getting me there. And when I saw this, then I leaned into it. So people are having big visions and big dreams out there that they're not sharing, in the first and second conversation. You got to go deeper so that you find out what that is. Where would you like to live if you had any option? Great question to ask, because it allows you to see what really inspires someone. And, then why would you want to live there? If you were living there, what would that look like? So these big dream questions, I think, are important when you're starting to go through the prospecting level with somebody, to find out, where they want to be in their life, where they currently are, and where they want to be, so that you can have those 2 points of reference. Why network marketing delivers? Well, the reality is most people, even with big dreams, will never be able to get success and achieve them in the traditional work environment. Whether that's sales, working for somebody in corporate, there's not enough time, money, freedom, and meaningful contribution in the traditional workforce. So network marketing gives the average person an opportunity to find leverage in the business world. Leverage, most easily explained, I love this definition. I would prefer to have 1% effort of 100 people than 100% effort just of myself. When you're able to lock arms and leverage the efforts, the skill set, the energy, the time of more than yourself, you're able to compound that in a way that allows you to truly create more time in the future. In the beginning, it's not going to feel that way, because you got to get traction in your business. Most people don't spend enough and commit deep enough in order to get the traction necessary in order to get things moving in this business. And unfortunately, people just give up on their dreams too soon. Right? Why network marketing delivers: each person has the exact same opportunity with no limits and no restrictions, regardless of your age, your health, your socioeconomic background, your race, your color, your creed, what food preferences you have. And all that gets put aside, and each person has the exact same opportunity. It easily delivers on what most people are looking for while providing a low barrier to entry, meaning you can get started for usually a few $100s. We have financing programs available that you can get started for a couple $100 a month. You get to lock arms with a 43-year-old proven international company with the #1 distribution model in the world, with points of distribution all over the place, offices that you get to dovetail into an international organization promoting the #1 product in the world, which is water, with a technology that is proven through medical applications to be excellent for people's health, right? And you get to do that for a couple $100, not millions and millions of dollars, which keeps most people from getting involved with businesses that will give them what they're looking for, which is to live their dreams down the road. So network marketing, obviously it's not perfect, but it sure seems to be a whole lot better than what's out there. I realized this 10, 11 years ago, and a friend introduced me to a company that was okay, and the products were cool, but it didn't inspire me to want to do the business until I realized that network marketing was the best opportunity, the best business model in order for me to achieve my dreams. So the vehicle of network marketing is what inspired me. That's what I needed most education on in the beginning. And I think a lot of people need to spend more time educating their prospects on why network marketing is so powerful. The products in the company is fantastic, but unless someone is super touched and really understands it at a logical, mental, and emotional level, that in network marketing, we are given the best opportunity to be living our dreams in the future, right? So that inspiration has allowed me to turn around and really coach and mentor other people by showing the way that, hey, this business model is not easy. It's not perfect. There's ups and downs. It's challenging, but it sure is better than everything else that I've seen out there. And it will allow you, if you work hard and learn the skill set and move forward and continue to grow, you can create your dreams here. We're selling dreams, not products. I think people get stuck in talking about the water too much, maybe even talking about the compensation program too much, instead of talking about people and finding out the person in front of you, what they are really looking for and what inspires them. Why would they want to join this business? Why would they want to buy a Kangen water machine? Why would they want to know about the 8-point system? Why do they want to help other people? What is their end game? What are they really looking for at the end of the day when they put in 5 years of committed energy and effort into this project? What does their life want to look like? If you can find that out and really dive deep with somebody's why, you can make great things happen with a person. The larger you can get a person thinking and feeling, the bigger potential they will have to go through the learning curve of what it takes to be an Enagic, successful Enagic distributor, and they will remain committed to their dreams longer. I find too many people have told me what their dream is only to give up on their dream 30 days into this project. If I had given up 60 days into the project when I hadn't sold a water system, I would not be where I am today, and that would be sad. I'm sure I would have gone on to work hard and do other things, but I wouldn't be where I am today. And I really, it takes bravery and it takes a sure level of commitment in order to make it through the learning curve and a bunch of no's along the way. And we have to remind ourselves and remind our new people that it's part of the process. If it was easy, everyone would do it and everyone would be living their dreams. But that's not the way it is. So finding out what your prospect, that what really moves them, what they're emotionally connected to, is going to allow you to remind them of that constantly and take them through the learning curve, and they will have a greater commitment to achieving their dreams. Know your prospect dreams and show them how Enagic can make it happen for them. And constantly be reminding them along the way when there's challenges that Enagic is their dream provider. You know, we move away from selling the products and really get in contact with allowing the person to visualize, feel, you know, and do dream boards and vision boards, so that we start to project emotion and a clear picture of what the future we're looking to move towards. We surround that with positive energy, positive people, consistent effort, meaningful work, and showing up for people, supporting, being great sponsors in this business. And we constantly show people that this business, Enagic and Kangen Water, can take people where they want to go, day by day, step by step, you know, system by system. So it's been 7.5 years for me. It was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. And living the dream has become this whole different thing. And I realize I want that opportunity for every single person that says yes to being a distributor in my organization. They all have the opportunity here. We all have the opportunity here. But the difference from getting to your dreams and just outside of that is maybe 1 or 2 sales away. It might be 1 or 2 phone calls away, 1 or 2 Facebook posts away. You never know. And so what I want to leave you with here is everybody can do this. I want to encourage you to get really clear on what your dream is, where you are and where you want to be, and share that with someone who's meaningful in your life. Maybe that's a partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, business partner, your kids. Get inspired in that conversation, and remember the feeling that that's going to generate for you when you're looking for motivation and inspiration to pick up the phone call or go to that demo or have a conversation with somebody, or, you know, whatever it takes, the nuts and the bolts, the sets and the reps to do this business. Remember why you're doing it. That dream is worth it. And when you're talking to a new person, find out what their dreams are. Their dream is worth it too. And work towards making dreams happen. At the end of the day, you know, Kangen Water distributors, we're also dream makers. We help people with their health. We help people with their wealth. We help people create a whole new lifestyle. And within that, we are selling the dreams, not the products. And those dreams are important. So I want to thank you guys for your attention. I hope you got some great value in there. Dream big. And at the end of the day, you got to take massive action, right? The bigger the dream, the bigger the action needs to be. But in that inspiration and in that motivation, you know, you'll find what it takes to take that action. So I'm going to move to some Q&A, which is on the side. If any of you want to enter in, it's open. You can give me some feedback or ask some questions around that. I see we got lots of people jumping in from all over the place. Jamie, great to have you on board. Erica, Dr. G, Helen and Garrett, Ira, Jessica, Carla, Lydia, Mark, Margaret. Hey, Margie, excellent. Marlene, Matt, Michael, Mina, Robin, Terry, a whole bunch of other people. So as always, Monday night is our webinar night, and we're here, the leaders, to provide value and insights. So you can bring any questions at any time. If there's no questions, then I'll just kind of move back to the idea of take the time this evening to write down what your dream is. Where would you like your Enagic business to take you? That can be, for me, it's taken me to where I am today in Mexico. And I reminded myself for years along the way that failure wasn't really an option for me. And it wasn't easy, but I continued to move through things. And I've seen the same struggles through my leadership group in my organization, that they've stayed committed to the lifestyle that they wanted to create. The time, the freedom, the money, the meaningful contribution, they were committed to achieving that, and they were able to move through the challenges that this business will deliver to each one of us. So write down your dream, share it with someone. Thank you so much for your attention. And we will be back. Next week will be no webinar, because it will be the first Monday of the month. So Danny D. McCauley will be on. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. Check us out on Facebook, and wishing you a wonderful rest of the month. Thanks, everybody. Take care and have a great night. Mm-hmm.